Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hello, everyone. We are so excited to have you with us here today. In case you are new around here, I am Hillary Buchholz, and I'm here with Patty Quinn. Right below. And we are the co-founders of We Heart Hounds. And we're also really excited because we have a very special guest with us here today, too.
We are super excited. Oh my gosh, we have the amazing and absolutely lovely Lisa Baronoff from Walkee Paws. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Patty and Hillary. Thanks for inviting me. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, and we are just super excited to chat with you today and share all the wonderful things that you do at Walkee Paws with our audience. There's so many fun things that we get to talk about today. I'm really excited about it. Very creative and inventive product that you have. And so for anybody that's not familiar with Walkee Paws, they have invented this amazing adjustable fit dog leggings, which are part of the reason that they're amazing and so inventive is that if you've ever used little footies or booties for your dogs, they always end up falling off, or they're just they don't fit right, or all of that kind of stuff. Which you've solved that problem, which I think is great. And I just absolutely love that we're protecting our pups' paws from heat and ice and mud and all of that good stuff. So I can't wait to learn more about it, which we're gonna jump right in and get started. I'm super excited about it.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Yeah, so I would love to know how Walkee Paws got started. So what was kind of the inspiration behind the brand and behind the company?
So it was probably in around 1990, no, not 1995, sorry, that takes me way, way back, in 2015, that my dog at the time, who was a Cocker Spaniel, he's since crossed the Rainbow Bridge, his name was Toffee, and I live in Manhattan, and he goes walking on the streets of New York, and as you know, in winter, there's a lot of snow often, and then you get the snow melt chemicals. And he'd gone on a few walks and he had a very upset stomach, wasn't doing well. I took him to the vet, and my vet said, with all the snow melt chemicals, you really need to put booties on him. And I was like, what? And he said, booties, because, dogs often lick their paws after walks, and that snow melt chemicals are dangerous and they can upset their stomachs, etc. So I went on a mission to buy dog booties, and I literally bought probably about 10 different pairs, every single shape and size and material, from rubber to leather to whatever. And I noticed that all of the booties had the exact same problems. And they were like these pain points. The one was trying to get 4 booties on a writhing dog that was like moving all over the place. And then he'd run away, and then I'd have to get him back. And it was very hard maneuvering that I needed my husband to help me, and he wasn't very good at doing that. So that was a disaster. But if I did eventually get them on, then my dog Toffee was really uncomfortable because they had to be really tight.
Yeah,
right. His ankles, and they'd kind of stop the blood flow, and he didn't like them. He didn't want to put his paw down. He did a funny walk. And then if I was lucky enough to get them on and get him to walk in them, we get downstairs, we get into the snow, and invariably he'd be walking and one ball would fall off. And I'd come back with like less than 4 booties and have to buy a whole other set for $50. So I had a marketing background. I worked for many years for Mattel and for Revlon, and actually for a hosiery company in South Africa, like a division of Sara Lee Hosiery. And I just had this brainwave one day. I came back and I was like, I've had enough of the booties. There has to be a better way. And I ran and got a pair of pantyhose, and I sort of I took 2 pairs of pantyhose, put them on the front paws, put them on the back paws, tied them in a big knot on the back of Toffee's back. Right. And it was the beginning of an idea of doing a doggy legging, because it would sort of overcome all the, the problems that I had. And I have a rough, well, not a rough, but I have a model here, my doggy model, to show you what Walkee Paws are.
I love that.
Oh, I'm showing you his tushy, sorry. They have booties that are attached to the legging, and then they connect over the dog's back. And there's actually a really cool adjustment mechanism here where you can make them looser for a taller dog.
Okay.
Oh, right.
And then our newer model also has, not on this one, but it has an adjustment mechanism here on the actual. So the whole idea was all the leggings would attach together over a dog's back, so you'd never lose a booty again, because even if one slipped off during your walk, they all attach, so you're not going to lose one.
Yeah, right.
Loose around the dog's ankle, so it's comfy for them. And the best news of all is, and I noticed this with my golden doodle, who's in the picture behind me over there, he's my latest puppy. And I noticed in the winter with the snow, it wouldn't even help just to have booties because he'd get snow clumps in his
all up his arms, right, and legs, right?
Like clumps of snow. So having the fabric that's now water-resistant fabric actually helps protect the legs as well. So there's the added benefit, you're protecting the paws and the legs. And then you simply come home, take them off, either put them in the washing machine or just hang them to dry, or you can just rinse the paws, and then you're ready to go for your next walk. So it's sort of a fashionable, functional solution.
I love it. I love it.
What's so great, I think, from more of a marketing perspective, is there's a big trend towards humanization in the pet industry, which I'm sure you know about, where people are doing for their pets what they want to do for themselves. And then there's also that trend that's been going on for many years towards athleisure in women's wear. So this is really combining the two. It's sort of like, if you can walk around in your, cool, why not your doggy too? So that whole idea.
I love that. I love that. It's genius, absolutely genius idea. And I just think you've solved so many problems. So one of the things that helped, I think, you take off, right? Your business really take off was showing up on Shark Tank. And I would just love your initial impression or idea, thoughts about being on the show. I mean, I've seen it a million times, but I've never met anybody who's actually been on there. So I'd just love to know what it was like for you.
I was always planning to be on, well, not planning to be, but hoping to audition to be on Shark Tank. And I actually had it in my calendar for last year in April. I think they were going to do an audition somewhere in the city. And then luckily for me, they actually approached me and reached out and said, would you like to be on Shark Tank? And that was in January of last year. And I was like, wow, I would love to. And what was interesting was in the initial discussions, we were planning to bring my dog, Stir Fry, who's in the picture behind, and a whole lot of other dogs, and do a big reveal and have dogs come running out wearing all different, shapes and sizes and patterns of leggings and jump on the doors. And it would be really fun and really newsworthy. I'll be able to demonstrate how easy they are to get on and how dogs like them, etc. Right. And then COVID hit in March. And then we had to rethink everything because there were protocols and no dogs were allowed. So we just sort of had to pivot, and I had to sort of rely more on the video to show, the story of how you put them on and, how dogs feed them. So that was disappointing. But other than that, it was an amazing experience. Really, really fantastic.
That's so great. I'm so glad you had that chance to be there.
Yeah.
That is such a cool, and it's such a cool way to get your brand out there, get those eyes on your brand. So that's just amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it was so exciting to meet all of them as well, because I've been watching Shark Tank for years and years. I watched it. So I know, all the stories inside out. So it was surreal. I had to pinch myself to be really, it's crazy.
So can you tell us a little bit about some of your more popular kind of legging, the different legging types, and or maybe like your most recent ones or ones that are going to be coming out?
Sure. So it's essentially only one legging, but what's happened over the years is we've been pivoting and improving based on customer feedback. So the very, very first leggings didn't have waterproof fabric for the legging part, so we made that water resistant. And we also didn't have little grippies on the paws. So it was just a smooth rubber. So we made that, have little grippies for traction. And then the next thing was a year later, we decided to add a second little adjuster over here. So that this little, you can see it here.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So you could really adjust the fit like on your dog's back to get the perfect fit. So when they move, it would stay on really well. And that was great. And then we came up with a third iteration for the third year. And that was, so we had our regular fit and then an improved regular fit. And then last year we launched something called Snug Foot, where we were wanting to have a tighter fit at the top of the dog's legs, so to keep snow and rain out, and so it would really hug the dog's legs. So we launched with an elastic opening. And then we got some feedback that was difficult to get on because you had to pull open the elastic to get your dog's leg in. Gotcha. So our latest iteration, which is really a combination of the two fits, the regular and the Snug Fit, is what we call adjustable fit, which is now has little openings, but let me see if I have a sample here to show you. I think I do. So this is Walkee Paws packaging, and I'll show you the little opening. Yeah, here it is. So we have now this little elastic here.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
so
yep.
You tighten it.
Perfect.
So loose, you can put your dog's paw in. It's sort of really easy to slip your dog's paw in. And once it's on your dog, you can tighten it to get it more of a snug fit. So it gives you more adjustability. And then what's really interesting, and what we love, is that on really hot days, because these are great for hot pavements, you can just leave this open, and then you're allowing aeration. And it's really much cooler for the dog. And on snowy, rainy days, you can close this to make sure that no snow or rain gets in. So we've kind of adapted as we've gone along. And now we have a couple on our website because we're closing out the older ones and we have the newer one. But essentially, the adjustable fit is the latest and the greatest.
I love the fact that you're taking in all of the customer kind of recommendations and suggestions and things like that, and just continue to improve on it. It's so cool, because it sort of sky's the limit with the product as you're perfecting things and making tweaks to it. So that's awesome.
No, that's really important to us. One of the things we really pride ourselves on is our customer service team. I have two amazing women who are just very involved in speaking to customers, finding out what the issues are, and giving me all the feedback, because we then take that back to, our designers and better.
That's huge. That's really huge for a company to listen to their customers and actually implement that feedback, right? To further improve upon the design and things like that. So I think that says a lot about your organization. Hi, Vicki. Thanks so much for being here with us. She said she loves your leggings. She thinks that's really cool. I was just wondering, how does a pet parent go about choosing the right size or leggings for your dogs? Are they one size fits all, or how does that work?
So you, Patty, have hit on the biggest issue that we have with Walkee Paws. So sizing is a big issue. So as you can imagine, it's hard enough when you're choosing a booty for your dog, because you have to paw. But now it's not only the dog's paw, it's also the height of your dog, because it's a legging. So it's like the paw and the body. So both come into play. So the reason we call it an adjustable fit is we've made the straps at the top here. Let me try and show you, super long. So they fit most dogs. So worst case scenario, the straps hang down a bit, and we do show on our video that you can cut them or tie them. So that most dogs, you don't have to worry so much about the dog height. And then because we have this leg opening here, if you have a very skinny dog, you can tighten this and it will fit your dog there. So the only thing people really need to be aware of is the boot. They really need to measure their dog's paw width. They can measure any paw, usually the front paw. And then we have a size guide that looks something like that on our website.
You have like small, medium, large, or that kind of sizing?
Yeah, that's extra small and small, and then we have the medium and the large. So it goes by paw width. So you figure out what your paw width is, and then as long as the paw width works, the rest of it will work, because you can tighten it, loosen it, to kind of adjust. Because we've realized dogs are come in all shapes and sizes.
Oh my gosh,
like the tiny, the sort of whippets that have skinny paws but are tall. And then you have, bigger dogs that are, bigger paws that are short. So it's very tricky. We just don't really work for basset hounds and corgis. Those are the two doggy shapes that we find really tricky, because they like really low to the ground and they have very chunky legs. So maybe eventually we'll come up with a size specifically for them. But that's like the one challenge we have. Other than that, we pretty much fit most dogs.
Okay, good.
So are the leggings for outdoor use only, or primarily for outdoor use, or is there other kind of uses indoor as well?
Yeah, so Hillary, it's really interesting you asked that, because we designed Walkee Paws for outdoor use, because initially it was to help with, protecting from the snow and the elements. And then over the years, we had a lot of customers reaching out and saying, can they use these for their dog indoors? And I was saying, Lord, why would you need them indoors? And then I actually learned myself, because my dog Toffee got older, and I learned that older dogs often can't get traction on wooden floors, and they slip and slide, and it's really painful to see. And I didn't want these dogs to really wear this product indoors. It's rubber. It's not really breathable. It's intended for an outdoor walk. You come home, you take them. It's not intended for a dog to be in an apartment all day long, and because it's just not good for them. So we did come up with an indoor legging, which is essentially similar construction, but it has a sock on the foot area, like on the booty area, with the little silicone dots, like hospital.
Yep.
So it's the same thing, designed for indoor use. And we've been having a really good reaction to those. So we've got the indoor leggings and the outdoor leggings, which is...
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the fact that you're solving, you're creating solutions that solve these problems that people are really struggling with. And so that's awesome.
Well, a lot of them they're coming from customers. If it wasn't customers saying, well, can I wear these indoors? And me thinking, wow. And then having my other dogs start doing the issue. I'm like, wow, this really does happen. And there's a very big aging population of older dogs. And now because dogs are living longer, because people are, giving them healthier food and supplements and veterinary, treatments, dogs are living longer and people love their dogs. I mean, I know how I feel about my dog. I would do absolutely anything for him. So, it's sort of, there's definitely a market for the older dogs too, and for indoors.
Definitely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I could definitely see one of my brothers has a golden doodle. His family has a golden doodle that's up in age and has arthritis and stuff. And he's really starting to get scared walking on the hard, the hardwood floors in the kitchen or tile floors or anything that might be slippery to him, because he doesn't have the same kind of footing that he had when he was younger, because his back hips hurt or whatever it is. So he's walking tenderly, which doesn't give him that surface, that solid surface of his paw. So he tends to slip and get scared and he'll walk up against the wall just to kind of walk. It's really sad, right? Just so something like that with the little rubber dots on it, to give him that traction and feel that confidence again, right? I mean, you're not just helping them walk, you're actually helping them, have a much higher quality of life and stuff. So something that would be perfect. So we've been talking a lot about leggings and I love the polka dots and all the different plaids and colors and things that you have. But you have other things besides leggings available from your store. Can you tell us a little bit about what some of your favorites might be?
Yeah, so we have grown the line again, also to meet like customer, requests. And one of the add-on products we launched last fall and they actually sold out, they were so successful, is something called a liner sock. It's sort of like, it's basically a warm sock that you would put on before you put the leggings on. And that's like for really cold climates. People in Canada love that, when we had terrible snowstorms here, because it has many benefits. You put it on your dog's paws to keep their paws, dry. It covers all their claws and their dew claws and their nails. So it's easier to actually get the legging on, and preserves the legging as well for longer. Because people were asking for a lined legging. They said, why can't we line it? And we are looking into doing that, but it's a little tricky because right now it's so easy to wash. It's just rubber on the inside. You can turn it out, you can wash it. We have little rubber repair patches. So if the legging wears through or gets a hole, you can put a little patch on it, like an inflatable rubber patch. And that's tricky to do if it's a lined product, because then you won't be able to do that. So we're still investigating, but in the meantime, we have a liner sock. And it gives people flexibility, like in the winter when it's really cold, they can use the liner sock if it's snowing and wet. And if it's not, they don't have to use it. So that was one product we launched. Then we do have matching leashes in 3 different patterns. So to match the hearts, the skulls, which is actually really cool for Halloween coming up, and the classics. So that's just like sort of a fashion statement. And then we have dabbled, and we've just actually about to launch something called a ladies legging, which is really just it's a legging for the ladies to wear to match their pups. So
I love that.
We're doing it.
You can both be fashionistas.
Exactly. You can wear your legging, your dog can wear their leggings. You can match.
I love it.
We're doing it in the heart pattern, so it's like you can show your dog how much you love them. And the cute thing about the legging is we've got like a really innovative little pocket that you can put the poop bags into and pull them through. So it's sort of free walking, and if you need a poop bag, it's right there. So we're playing around with that, because that's like really just a fun fashion, fashionable angle. And then we have 2 really cool products, or I should say warm products, not so cool, coming for, and one is the most adorable. I can't wait to get it. It's running a little late with production, but it's the most adorable little Pom-Pom hat for dogs.
Oh, that'll be great.
Really cute, because we've got like little holes for the ears and a little thing around the neck with Pom-Pom. So it really stays on well, because you put the ears through and it keeps the whole head. Obviously the ears will get wet, but the head's dry, and it's water resistant lining, so it keeps them dry. And that's really cool with our new puffer coat that we're doing. which is,
wow.
I wish I had one to show you. I'm waiting for my second sample. It's basically based on a Montclair jacket. So it's a really classy, black, shiny, coat. And it's got a few really cool features. One of them is you can put poop bags in there too, and just have them like on your dog's coat. And the other is it's very adjustable. There's a big strap under the dog's tummy that's very stretchy, so it can fit, thinner and bigger dogs. And then there's a piece you can flap out on the back of the coat to make the shell longer. So, because they're different shapes of dogs. You have like a long
I love that idea.
And it's like an adjustable coat, which is fantastic. It's also got like a really cool zipper in the middle of the dog's back that you can, two-way zipper. You can open it so wherever your harness is, you can put the leash through, and you can, have a coat. And then the best of all is the coat will sell on its own. It's going to have 4 little, they almost like buttonhole slits that you wouldn't even really notice on the coat. But the cool thing is we're launching attachable leggings for the winter.
Oh,
so you
cool.
can actually have a coat, and then you buy the leggings separately because, again, they're different. You might need a medium coat and a small legging if the dog has tiny. And then you just would have to attach them. They're very easy to attach. You loop them through the buttonhole and pull the little loop. Yeah. And you then have the whole snowsuit, literally. You'd have the coat
my gosh.
attached with the hat, and you've got a whole situation.
Oh my gosh.
The reason I came up with that is I love the leggings I do, and they work great for most days. But when it is really, really cold and snowy and disgusting, it's blizzard outside, you really need a coat as well. So I got a little annoyed having to put my leggings on and then having to put a coat over that.
Right.
With the idea for those cold days, why not have a system where it's all together? So this way, people put leggings for everyday wear, but the coat and the leggings for those really, cold days. So that's exciting.
I love that. There's so many things about that coat that you're describing that are problem solvers. Even if you're not wanting to wear the leggings, maybe it's just a cold day, but it's not there's not a lot of snow on the ground or whatever. Just adding the extra length, because I've had barrel-chested dogs that need a larger coat, but actually they're not long enough. They're not, the body of the coat isn't long enough to be able to flip a flap down, or where you hook the leash to the harness, like the hole is not right where the collar or the harness is. And so there's always always little problems there where you're trying to get this whole thing, all these pieces put together, all these very different pieces put together, and they don't kind of go together as nicely as you'd like, right? So you're solving so many problems with that coat. I love it.
In fact, I met my designer in the city yesterday at my dog groomer, who has a ton of dogs there. And we had one sample of each size. We're doing 4 sizes. And they really work fantastically well. We got like a really chubby, dog that would fit a small and it fit. And then we got a very skinny dog and it fit that dog as well. So it really worked, which was very exciing. So,
that's awesome.
That is fantastic.
Because, sizing for dog coats, often you'll look online and there'll be like 10 sizes, 18 to 20, whatever. It's like, so many to choose from. And you'll get it home and it won't fit. You'll need another one. And,
Right. Yeah. So I'm either getting a coat that's too long and it doesn't fit around the chest, or it fits around the chest and it's too short, or it's too long, it's really hard to get those measurements the way you want them to.
100%. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
We do have a question from Skyla. How can I train my dog to wear the leggings? So is there anything special that you have to do in order to get them used to them?
Well, Skyla, that is a really good question. I think that was one of the things I'd love people to know is this is not something you're just going to get home, put them on, and it's just they're running around. It's a learning curve, and it takes a few tries, and it's really worth giving at that time, because once you've got your dog used to it and yourself used to it, you're set to go. So the first thing is, the very first time you put them on your dog, I would suggest having 2 people just to help you, because you've got to figure out where it goes, and you've got to tighten it to the right type, the right sort of fit on all the different loops. Now, once you've got all those loops adjusted and you have the exact right fit on your dog's back, when you take them off, they're perfect for the next time. You never have to do that setting again. So it's sort of like a one-time setting. And I think treats help always with dogs. If you can just get them the very first time, even though this is a thinner rubber than a lot of the socks, and dogs can feel the ground when they walk, they will do funny things often. Some of them are fine, but I've seen the funniest things. Some dogs just freeze and they just will not move. They won't move. They just stand there. And I think a lot of dogs are very self-conscious. So the owners are always like, kind of looking at them or whatever, and they get so just give them a treat, put them on the leash. And I always say, if you just get them on the leash and get them walking, we find once dogs walk for a few minutes, they totally forget they're wearing them. And we call it going from like the Walkee waddle to the Walkee wag. So in the beginning, waddle, and then they get into the wag and the swag, and they're just very happy in their leggings and they're showing off. But I won't lie, it's not like you just get them, put them on. It takes, I'd say 2 or 3 times to get used to them. Yeah. And customers have told us that thank goodness they've put the time in, because now they love them and it's so easy. It's just you put it over the back, you slip the legs in, you go, you come back, and it's really easy. But it's just that initial adjustment. And I think getting your dog used to their sensation for the first time. I think dogs that have worn booties will probably be fine with these, because these are much more comfortable than booties. But dogs who've never worn booties before, it will take a few tries just to get them in the flow. But then it's really well worth it, because then their paws are protected, your home's protected, and they're just so many, benefits overall. So
right.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So do you have a fun customer story you can share about using these?
Yes, I actually do. I have a funny story from a lady, Debbie. We get lots of emails, people thanking us and telling us all sorts of things about their dogs. But this one stood out to me. She has a little dog, Bella, that I think it's a little Maltese poodle, white, fluffy Maltese poodle that she walks all over California and LA. And she tells me, she was writing to me to say I should become a rep for your company. And I thought, everyone wants to know what Bella's wearing. Bella's very stylish, and she, I think, often wears the polka dot ones or the heart ones, and people are like, what are those? And she says, I must have sold 20 pairs for you, every day. And then she told me this funny story. She said, if I don't sell them by just telling them what they are, then I tell them my story. And I said, well, what is your story? So she tells the story about Bella coming home one day. She went out for her walk outside and came running in. She took the leggings off, hang them on the door. And later, when she went to clean them, she noticed there was brown stuff all over, which she thought was mud. But when on closer examination, it was dog poop all over the... And she says she was just so thankful that Bella was wearing the leggings, because Bella would have run all over her carpets, into the bed. And then she was telling the story that I'd have to wash them out of the crevices of her nails, which I've had to do before, and put her in a bath. So then she tells that story, and then people are like, where do I get them? So really funny. And in fact, a funny, or not so funny, I guess, but an interesting story to go with that is, we kind of say it's a walking advertisement, because dogs on the street are an advertisement for us. People are saying, where did you get them? What are they? So our latest production that's coming out now will actually have on our label a little QR code. So people can just scan it on the road, which I thought would be, really
great.
Cool. So people were like, where did you get those? You could be like, well, scan it on your phone, and it will bring up the website.
I love that.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a fan. You've got one great idea after another.
Yeah.
No wonder you're a Shark Tank winner. Right?
I'm good. To be honest, full disclosure, I'm good at the ideas and the creativity, but the actual implementation, all the business stuff, is tricky. So
it's a lot of hard work. I know it's not easy what you're doing. You make it sound easy. I know there's a lot of behind the scenes, and you must have an amazing team to put all your great ideas into implementation, right, and get them out there for everybody to enjoy. But I think there's something to be said for a business owner who actually listens to their customers, right? And obviously you started it because you had a need, but everything you're telling us is you're open to really improving the experience as a pet parent to help protect our pups from asphalt that's too hot, or icy conditions, or just the mud and muck and mess that's out there when you're walking your pup. I just think it's fantastic. So it only bodes really great things for you in your future. I really do believe that. So I'm really excited to hear your story and all of it.
That whole, what you just said about the worry-free walks, that's sort of part of our mission. Is we fashion functional ways to have worry-free walks with your best friends. So everything we're doing is to do with the walk, the dog walk. Anything that can make the dog walk easier and more functional and more fun at the same time is what we're interested in doing.
That's fun. Okay, so you mentioned the barcode. We don't have a barcode on our video here. How can people get in touch with Walkee Paws and learn more about all the wonderful things that you're doing?
Okay, great. So people can just go to the website, which is www.walkeepaws.com. And just note Walkee spelled W-A-L-K and then 2 E's, E-E.
Okay.
So walkeepaws.com. And we have, so all of our products are on there. We have our story. We have all sorts of cool videos and custom reviews. So, you know, head on over there. And then we will be getting all of our new winter products in a, couple of months' time. We're a little delayed because of all the supply chain issues, but we're going to get a really cool coat and the hat, and our line of socks will all be coming in soon as well. So
that's fantastic. And you're on Facebook and social media, right? So at Walkee Paws, you can check them out. Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah. When I was looking for a name for my company, I had a lot of different options, and the only one that I could get across every channel was Walkee Paws, because I couldn't get Facebook for it. I couldn't get, so it's just there's Walkee Paws, and you'll find us.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. And before we go, we have, out of the generosity of Lisa's big kind heart, she is donating a prize of a pair of adjustable fit leggings and a coordinating dog leash to the one lucky winner, and that winner is Linda Miller. So congratulations, Linda. Yay!
Congrats, Linda.
Thank you so much. You helped to share and promote today's event, and for doing that, you get the beautiful set of leggings and a leash. And I hope we get to see pictures of your pup wearing them, because I think this is just the neatest product ever. And we'll just get in touch with you directly, get your contact information, and Lisa will get that out to you right away. So thanks again for promoting. And because everybody's a winner who watches here at We Heart Hounds. It's a family here we have. Lisa has also very generously donated a coupon code for all of you to use. So if you go to walkeepaws.com and fill up your shopping cart with all the wonderful goodness on the website, you can get 15% off your entire purchase with a coupon code that's HeartHound, singular, HeartHound 15. And that'll get you 15% off everything that you buy. So thank you again, Lisa, for that. That's really very generous of you.
With pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me. Really fun.
Well, this was so much fun. I really appreciate it. And for all of you that are listening right now or typing in, so Vicky and Skyla and everybody that's watching, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, please type them below, and we'll make sure we can get some answers to you from Lisa right away. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for watching. And again, we're super happy to have everybody here, and very, very grateful to have you here with us again, Lisa. Thank you so much for your your time out of your busy schedule.
Thanks, Patty and Hillary. Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.